I've decided that I'm going to eat at every quick service location on Disney World property. But free will isn't nearly as fun, so let's spin the wheel. Alright, let's see what the spin has in store for us. It is looking like it's going to be a park. Very exciting. And which park are we going to? All four are still on the wheel. And it's looking like Animal Kingdom. Alright, this Animal Kingdom wheel is really dwindling down a little bit, and it's gonna be Trilo-Bites. Hey, that works out. We can say goodbye to Dinoland. So Trilo-Bites is an Animal Kingdom snack shack in the Dinoland USA portion of the park, which means yes, it will likely close in the year 2025, the year we're in, since Dinoland is closing. I couldn't find a record of when the stand officially opened, which I'm guessing means it did open with Dinoland USA in 1998. However, the stand used to be sponsored by McDonald's. At that time, it went by the name Petra Fries and served McDonald's fries right in the park. But in December of 2008, when the McDonald's sponsorship ended, it reopened as Trilo-Bites, no longer selling the fries. It was just a snack shack at that point. So, let's go to Animal Kingdom for my first time at Trilo-Bites. Alright, we are at Animal Kingdom. We landed on, is it Trilo or Trilo-Bites?
Trilo.
Trilo-Bites. Now, this is a unique situation because by the end of 2025, this place won't exist anymore. So we're reviewing a place that I know for a fact is going to be off the menu by the end of the year. But it's still there now. They serve a snack that I think is a big enough portion to be considered a meal if you're feeling just peckish. And we're going to go try it. So let's head to Dinoland. We're also going to say goodbye to Dinoland while we're there. Or at least the parts that are closing in 3 days from the time that I'm filming this. Yeah, let's head on over to Dinoland to mourn the loss. And let's get ranking. Category 1, theming and seating. We managed to snag one of the picnic tables. My first impressions of the theme, it's a snack shack. I think it's the last of the Animal Kingdom snack shacks, so yay, we made it all the way through. The same as the Animal Kingdom snack shacks, I think they are decorated a little cuter than a lot of the other parks are, so I give it bonus points for that. And I like that there's seats around them because there aren't seats around a lot of the other ones, so I think there's a lot to give it bonus points for. I don't know that there's enough for me to give it like a good score, but I think it'll probably score roughly the same as all the other snack shacks because, it's cute. I like the dinosaur vibes going on, the decoration, but at the end of the day, it is just a snack shack, so it's important to keep in mind. I like to give the Animal Kingdom snack shacks bonus points because I think they do tend to be a little cuter than the snack shacks at the other parks, and they also have seating where the snack shacks at the other parks don't. So I'm going to give it exactly what I gave the other Animal Kingdom snack shacks, a 3 out of 5. Now, category 2, food. So, being a snack shack, the menu at Trilo-Bites, for the most part, are just traditional Disney snacks. But they do have one unique savory item that I am using to make it eligible for this series. Alright, so we made it to Trilo-Bites, try the limited menu. Looking at the menu, I think we're kind of just going to get like one of each thing on there. So they have the buffalo chicken chips that are like the main draw here, I would say. I don't really like spicy things, so I'm a little bit nervous about them, but it's all they got, like savory and entree-wise. So Emily and I are going to split those, and hopefully they're good. And then in terms of dessert, they have 2 Lion King-inspired like Dole Whip floats. I think one of them sounds better. Emily thinks the other one sounds better. So guess what? We're going to get both and see which one actually is better. I don't know how much longer they'll be on the menu because I know they were for the Lion King's 35th, I believe. This place isn't going to be open for much longer anyway. So like they'll probably be there until the end of Trilo-Bites' run. It is like 40 degrees outside today, so I don't know how my body's going to react to having a cold Dole Whip float in 40-degree weather. I don't think Emily's body's going to react very well. She's freezing, but we're going to do it anyway in the name of science. And also because I have to get a dessert and that's all they have, so. Let's start with the savory. It's the buffalo chicken chips. These are house-made chips topped with buffalo chicken, blue cheese dressing, and a tomato and celery relish. All right, first we're gonna try the main attraction here, the buffalo chicken chips. You get a pretty good portion for your price. Give it a try here. Hopefully it's not too spicy.
Hey, that's okay. She didn't get the joke.
These are really good. I like these quite a bit. They're not too spicy, which I appreciate. They're nice and creamy. That buffalo flavor comes through well, again, without being too spicy. The chicken tastes fresh. I will say I wish that the toppings were a little bit less condensed in the middle. That's a big problem for me with like a lot of like nacho type foods, and it's a problem here, especially because all these chips on the end, you know you're gonna run out of topping. But when you get a loaded one, oh man, this is really good. I hope they move these somewhere else when Dinoland closes, and I'd imagine that they will because they're so popular, but I like these quite a bit. Not to mention the chips are good. They're like house made. You don't get the impression that they're like bagged. This is a really solid snack. And I think you could have it as a meal too if you want to double up or like you're feeling peckish. These are great, and I'm glad that they're not too spicy. I was really nervous about that, but it's good. In terms of desserts, Trilo-Bites has 2 Lion King 30th anniversary Dole Whips on the menu, so we tried both. Let's start with the Zazu float. This is Dole Whip lime on top of Sprite with coconut and blue curacao syrup. Next we got the Zazu Dole Whip. This has a little Zazu medallion, but you can't see it very well because it's so sunk in there. So this one's got Sprite and I think it's a lime Dole Whip, and it's got coconut flavors. It's got blue curacao in it, and I love blue curacao. Let's give it a shot. Over like that. Ooh. So I really like this a lot. The lime Dole Whip is really good. It's got a nice tart lime flavor, but the star for me, to be honest, is that Sprite, coconut, blue curacao combo here. It's not alcoholic. Blue curacao doesn't have to be alcoholic, to clarify. Last time I got something with blue curacao, they were like, but that's alcohol. No, it doesn't have to be, but it is really good. I really like that coconut flavor. I think the blue curacao works perfectly with it, and then it goes really well with the lime. As it melts, it just gets a little bit tartar and sweeter. So, dare I say, I like it better than a regular Dole Whip float, but it's like right there for me. So, it's a really nice dessert. Now for the Rafiki float. This one is Dole Whip Orange, served over Fanta Orange with a wild berry syrup. All right, next up the Rafiki one. I want to say this is Fanta Orange and then Orange Dole Whip, so a lot of orange going on here.
Wild berry.
Wild berry, interesting. Let's try it. Ooh, that's really good. The orange flavor is nice and tart. It's almost got like a sherbet vibe going on. And then the orange on the bottom, you can tell it's Fanta orange, but that wild berry is giving it a little extra something, where there's a little extra something going on to make it more interesting than just like regular Fanta. So this is good. I do think I prefer the Zazu one as a coconut lover, but this one is also really solid, especially if you don't like coconut. I think it's really tasty. 2 good Dole Whips. Just kidding. All right, so my final impressions on the food. So the buffalo chicken chips are the only things that I feel like I can truly judge them on, and they were good. I don't think they're good enough to like warrant a 5 out of 5 for the place, but they were pretty good. I can see the hype around what everybody's talking about with the buffalo chicken chips. I do think they're good. I think they're worth a shot. And again, I hope they move them somewhere else after Trilo-Bites closes. As far as the Dole Whips go, I don't really reflect. Dessert doesn't take up too much of the score, but I did think that they were really tasty, and I hope they move those somewhere else when Trilo-Bites closes. I think it'll get a pretty good score. Not a perfect score, but pretty good. We'll see. When it comes to food, I mostly like to judge on the savory aspects, with the Dole Whips adding just a tad to the score. Ultimately, I think all of it was good enough for me to give it a 3 out of 5. Could be higher, but the menu variety is very limited, and they are just snacks at the end of the day. Lastly, did I discover something? Would I choose to eat here over the choices I usually make in Animal Kingdom? Yes, as a snack. You know, if I'm walking past and I'm a little peckish and hungry and I want the buffalo chicken chips, I could stop here again. I think it's definitely a contender. Am I going to run to it the second I get into Animal Kingdom? No, probably not. Am I going to use it as a meal substitute? Again, probably not. But I do think they're good, and I do think I will get them again. So yeah, I could be back. Hopefully before they close in 2025. Yeah, I'm not going to rope drop the buffalo chicken chips, contrary to popular belief, but RIP Dinoland, you have some good buffalo chips. So, Trilo-Bites clocks in at a 6 out of 10, and I'm gonna put it in 57th place out of 83. Because it's not part of Chester and Hester's Dinorama, this place is still kicking, likely until whenever they close Dinosaur. So, if anything from here looked good, be sure to get it while you can, because 2025 will likely be your last opportunity. But we'll see what's next.